I'm going to show you guys how to use the brand new P Plus Cutie base. So last time I showed you guys the all new P Plus from Elegance. Amazing new soak off gel polish formula from them. And I showed you how to apply it, how it goes along with Jimmy gel as well, so you can create long-lasting overlays and also be able to remove color layers over Jimmy gel without always needing to have to file or e-file. On my middle finger, I actually just put Cutie base and 2 coats of red lips and the P Plus top coat on there, because I also wanted to show you guys how you can also use Cutie base as a base coat. It is quick release or quick detach, and also how you can completely remove P Plus with the Cutie base underneath. Okay, so let's start with the more simple task, which is removing a nail that just has Cutie base, 2 coats of P Plus color or glitter, or however the combination is that you have, and some top coat. And just like pretty much any other gel polish on the market, you're going to want to get through that top coat layer so that that acetone can get down into the actual gel and soak it off. So I am using a Light Elegance Perfect file. It's 100 grit on one side and 180 on the other. I really like using the 100 grit side for this particular type of process. And the cool thing about these files, these are actually some of my favorite files, you can use the 180 side to shorten and shape the nail afterwards, and even if you need to do a teeny little bit of re-prep to the regrowth area, you can use the same file on that client. And I just really like the fact that these are kind of squishy, flexible, and they're very gritty on the 100 grit side, so that's great for gel polish removal. Okay, so I am going to just go through with some light strokes, and again, I'm doing this as if I don't e-file or don't have to e-file. You have seen me do gel polish removal with an e-file in previous videos, but today I just wanted to show you how this would be if you were going to just use a hand file and some wraps and acetone. Okay, so I have filed through the top coat layer. You can see that I actually do have some color on my file, which is exactly what you want to see when you're removing gel polish. You want to make sure you're getting through that top coat layer, getting some of that color off, and the more that you expose that base underneath and kind of get it splotchy, patchy like that, you can kind of see you're starting to peek through some of that color as well. The more that you expose, the easier it's going to be for the acetone to penetrate. Now, also before I remove gel polish, if I know, for example, either on my own nails or on a client's nails, if I know I'm going to shorten my nails, I also usually do that at this point, and I can just quickly go through, shorten them down with the file, or if you want to use clippers, you can do that as well. Okay. And then I can do a little bit of gel removal on the free edge too. So that way it kind of exposes my free edge of my nail, and the acetone is going to be able to get in there and penetrate everything. I am going to use the type of foils that have the pre-attached little pad on here. You can use cotton balls and tin foil. I just really like these, and I own a ton of them. I buy them in bulk online. You can literally get like cases of thousands of them, and they tend to be very inexpensive, but I like these because it just makes my life easy. So I'm just going to pump some acetone on there, and you want to make sure it's pretty well saturated. So see how you can see like it's a little dry there, wet. You don't want it soaking, but you also want to make sure that the pad is well saturated in the area that you're going to put on the nail. So I'm going to do one more pump just to see there. See how you can see like it's almost dripping, but not quite. It's really, really well saturated. That's exactly what you want. Then I'm going to put the folded side on top of my finger, because that folded side is smooth and there's no rough edges. Let me zoom out just a teeny bit so you guys can see me fold this. Okay, and I've shown you guys this before on my channel, but I always like just reiterating things for those of you that are watching my videos for the first time or need a little refresher. So I like to fold it in half, and then I fold one side in and then the other. Okay, so if you were doing this on a client, you would flip the finger over, and you would just tuck everything underneath, and then one side and then the other. You do want it to be pretty snug at the base of the finger. I mean, you don't want to be cutting off circulation, but the goal here is that we want to prevent the acetone from evaporating while we're having it act on the gel. and it really needs to get in there and break up all of those bonds in our cured gel and allow it to kind of dissolve that product. So just give it a nice little squeeze like that. That usually helps to just secure everything. It should feel snug, and you should be able to feel the pad and everything touching that nail. That's what you want. So I previously timed this removal, and I took some pictures of what it looks like under the hard gel. This is actually a hard gel glitter that I have on my nails. And same thing, I had Cutie base under Jimmy gel actually, so that I could quickly remove everything. Took some pictures, so let me show you what that looks like. So this is actually after the first 5 minutes of the removal process. And you can see that it's already coming off quite a bit. So just by filing through that hard gel layer, getting down to the Jimmy gel and the Cutie base and exposing that, the acetone's able to get down in there, start removing all of that product, and it really starts to lift very quickly, which is awesome. I also took another picture around the 7.5, 8 minute mark, and you can see that it is completely lifted. And at that point, I started to use my cuticle pusher to just gently push off that gel. And then literally within less than 9 minutes, I had all of the gel removed, even with multiple layers. Like I said, I had Cutie base, then Jimmy gel, then 2 coats of hard glitter gel, and then top coat over that. And I was able to soak all of that off in 9 minutes with that Cutie base underneath. So that's really cool. Okay, so I'm going to let this sit for the same amount of time, and then I will skip ahead and come back to you and show you exactly what this looks like. Okay, so it has been about 5 minutes on this particular nail. So I wanted to take this wrap off and to show you guys how quickly this begins to work. Can you see how that's already starting to just pop up? And look at it, it's almost alive. If I just let it sit there for a second and air starts to get in there, it actually pops up those pieces. So at this point, what you can do, and again, it's only been 5 minutes, you can just go and kind of scrape off any of those pieces that are easily being removed. Be gentle, I'm barely using any pressure, and I'm keeping my cuticle pusher parallel to my finger, like so, okay? And then check all the nails. Sometimes they come off much faster than other fingers, especially there might also be like on thumbs and pointers. Sometimes there's hidden lifting that you can't see or feel, but you may notice that like on pointers or thumbs, sometimes the edges come off faster because they've been worn down more, they've been used more. Some fingers don't. And then if you notice any areas that are being particularly stubborn, like if you notice like this area came off, this area started to come off, this area like hardly anything happened, take your file and just do a quick little bit here like that, and then go ahead and just put your wrap back on. And I usually just look inside, make sure that I've got the pad on the right direction, and then I just slide this back on and give it one more little squeeze like that and leave it for a few more minutes. Okay, so this is at the 7 minute mark. And you can see that the P plus is just flaking right off. I bet you I could even push this off with my fingernail. So just give it a gentle push, very, very gentle. Keep your pusher parallel to the nail. I've got one little spot that's being a little bit stubborn. There we go. Sometimes there's just like a little bit of extra texture in one part of your nail that the gel really just adheres super, super well, and it just wants to stick. And then what you can do is you can re-prep the nail very gently again. So I use the 180 side of the file for this part, and for shortening and shaping and all of that. And really, I'm doing feather light touch when I go through with the, I'm barely even putting any pressure on the nail. I'm just trying to get any residue or anything off. My nails tend to hold on to gel really well, even if I do terrible prep. So I'm kind of lucky in that way. But I do, even though Cutie base does allow for this extremely quick removal, as you just saw, and I'm just going to cleanse this really quick. even though it does allow for this really quick removal, I still recommend you stick with the overlay method because, like I said, and I've said many times on my channel before, even though you're able to get down to the natural nail very quickly and easily, every time you touch the natural nail, you're running the risk for creating damage. And it's just because our natural nail takes usually 4 to 6 months to regrow from matrix to free edge. So think about it. Every 2 weeks, your nail's only moving maybe, I don't know, 1/4 of a centimeter down your finger, and you're constantly filing and buffing, and your nails are just going to continue to get thin and worn out. And every time you use a file, every time you use a pusher on it, we're just slightly removing those tiny, tiny layers of our nail plate, and they don't come back until it's regrown. So I just wanted you guys to think about that, and I wanted to show you how easily P+ comes off with the Cutie base. I mean, 7 minutes is record time. And then you can also integrate in your Jimmy Gel overlays. Just like you've seen in my previous videos using Jimmy Gel, I showed you guys how to use Jimmy Gel with both the color gels and the glitter gels. Now you can use Jimmy Gel with the whole entire P+ line, and it is just an amazing, amazing product. So I hope that helps you guys understand Cutie base a little bit better. It is absolutely what it says, quick detach soak off gel, and you can use this on your natural nail or over Jimmy Gel, over hard gel, anywhere you want to be able to remove the color quickly. You're going to put this down. All right, see you guys later. Bye.